What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. Also, Glance LED. There you see it. Left-hand side, my unit. I bought the unit before they ever sponsored me. And I'm telling you guys, I plugged it in. I fell in love with it. I literally turn this unit on every single day. It's like a ritual for me. And days like tomorrow, later today, if you're watching this on Wednesday, are days I'm glad that I have the Glance. Here's the thing. Jackson Holliday is going to make his MLB debut tomorrow in Boston. You're going to want to know what's going on, not just around Major League Baseball, but every other sport there is. NHL, NBA, UFC news. It's going to give that to you. No subscription fee. All you need to do, plug it in, tell it what you want to see, and it is going to do just that at a glance. Link and discount code in the pin comment. Now, Jackson Holliday. Very excited. Not just for tomorrow. As an Orioles fan, it bothers me it's not going to be at Camden Yards. Interesting timing of this. We'll get to that in a moment. But we know what Jackson Holliday is going to bring. He's going to bring production at the plate. He's going to bring speed on the bases. He's going to bring Major League Baseball ready talent. But I want to focus on where Jackson Holliday can go. Because to me, he can go to the leadoff spot. Not right now, not this week, not this month, but maybe tail end of this year. And, you know, if you think about it, Cedric was the leadoff guy for so long. And his 30-30 season, Cedric was the leadoff guy and did great. Set a pace early, got on base, stole a bag, and that worked. And then it was Adley. And Adley's a great player. In my opinion, you know, Jackson, Gunnar, doesn't really matter. I think Adley is the face of the Baltimore Orioles to so many people. He is the franchise player, and that doesn't take anything away from Gunnar or Jackson. It's just embarrassment of riches. But here's the thing. Adley doesn't have the power to lead off. And while Gunnar has the power, do you really want Gunnar Henderson leading off? Right? There's a reason Aaron Judge doesn't lead off in New York. Because you're not getting the most out of your power hitter leading off. What's the best thing that's going to happen for Gunnar Henderson? A home run. So he gets a home run when he leads off. I don't want to say so what, but it's a solo shot. If you have Jackson Holliday leading off, if you have Adley Rutschman leading off and Jackson Holliday behind him, now you've got two guys that can go deeper into a count, really good vision, get a base hit. In Jackson's case, steal a base, get you out of the double play. But now you've got Gunnar Henderson coming up. You've got one person, two people on base. Now you're talking about driving in runs. Now you're not talking just about a home run. You're talking about those doubles, those triples, and you're talking about racking up RBIs. That's what this team has needed, is that spark. And you're just not getting it at Gunnar leading off. And not only that, you know, the back end of the lineup has already been kind of pushed around. You've got Hayes and Cowser, you know, where probably Jackson's going to blend in, you know, right toward the back end. But at the same time, you know, I really like what he can become just as much as I like what he is now. You know, to me, selfishly, as I said earlier, I would have loved to seen this happen at home. You know, would have loved a home game. But I understand for Jackson, big moment, historic park, primetime game. It's great for him. But when you look at the situation that we're in, you know, Tony Kemp, I don't really know what they were thinking about when they brought him on. I'm a big Tony Kemp guy. I like Tony Kemp a lot. But whatever they thought was going to happen hasn't happened. Okay? Ramon Urias is still struggling, but a good player. He's a Major League Baseball player. It just, he's not a player on this team given the talent that's behind him. You know, Jorge Mateo is a Major League Baseball player, but he's just not a starting player on the team that is here. And I'm a huge Jorge Mateo fan. Go to my community tab. Literally had the guy signed 3 different bats, jerseys, everything. I think Jorge Mateo is ultimately the perfect utility guy. He can go in the outfield. He can go in the infield. He can pinch run. But he's not an everyday player. He has a great role in this team that he basically took over for Ryan McKenna. and, in my opinion, brought a lot more versatility than McKenna because he can go play around the infield as well. You also have to look at, and I know I beat the Austin Hayes drum, but the reality is, I think today cemented it. Hayes might have been taken over by Cowser. And now Holliday getting the call kind of just shows everyone on that roster that it's your best effort every single day, and it's win right now. Right now, Corbin Burnes is only here for 1 year. Can they re-sign him with new management? Absolutely. The new ownership seems very apt to re-sign players. But the reality is we know what the ceiling is for so many of these players. You know what the ceiling is for Jorge Mateo. You know what the ceiling is for Ramon Urias. You know what the ceiling is for Tony Kemp. We don't know what the ceiling is for Jackson Holliday. In my opinion, we don't know what the ceiling is for Heston Kjerstad, Kyle Stowers, as I said, Colton Cowser. And I think those have probably got to be some of the next pieces that gets called up, because at the end of the day, you go into the game today against Boston, right? And you're still struggling really to put up runs, even with a great pitching performance. Not to the level this team should be putting up runs. And I think you have to put a priority on early leads and then pressure. Because Corbin Burnes is best when Corbin Burnes can go out and have a lead. And they've really put him in positions to do that this year, and then also not do that this year. I said 3 videos ago, this team seems to play best when they're down 0-3. This team is too good to be in a position to be down 0-3. This team, the expectation is to go win and compete in the American League, not be 3rd or 4th in the division, which is where they find themselves. New York looks fantastic. All it, I guess, took was Juan Soto, who's one of the best players in Major League Baseball. Go figure. But at the same time, if you're going to keep pace, you've got to keep pace now because you're already falling behind. When you go out and the Pirates, barely get you, those are games that matter. Those are games that come back and haunt you. That is a beatable team. What did you need there to win? You needed more runs. You needed spark. And I think Jackson Holliday is going to bring both of those things to this team. And ultimately, not maybe by the end of this year, but he is going to work his way up the lineup. And he is going to find himself in a position to lead off this team and put everyone else behind him in a position to thrive. And that is going to be when there's real fun in Camden Yards and real fear in away teams. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. Listen, I've got some content coming out I've been working on. I actually found some content from a very talented creator that is probably going to blow some of your minds when we talk about Madden and MLB The Show, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Be back as soon as I can with more commentary.